Okay, so as we all know that before we dive into how of why this webinar matters to print businesses today, we would focus on why it matters. The print industry is evolving rapidly, and customer behavior is no longer what it used to be. This webinar is designed to help you understand what's changing and how can you stay ahead by including how customers are discovering print products using AI today, why many print stores are invisible in AI recommendations, and what you must change to stay competitive. Next slide, please. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Today's session will be led by Manvi Khanna, Head of Marketing at DesignNBuy. Manvi is a marketing and growth specialist with over 10 years of experience working as working on organic acquisition, search visibility, and product positioning across multiple software companies. Her work focuses on a simple but powerful question. How do AI platforms decide which businesses get discovered and recommended? Over the years, she has worked on SEO led growth, AI driven discovery, and conversion journeys, helping businesses move from being searchable to being chosen. Today, she'll explain how the same shift is now happening in the print industry, where customers are no longer just browsing websites or marketplaces, but asking AI tools and where to buy, what and where to buy. In this session, she'll walk you through how AI search is changing product discovery, how AI understands your storefront content and products, practical steps to improve your visibility and turn AI discovery into orders. So, without further ado, over to you, Manvi.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome, Pinky. And hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here today, and I welcome all of you to this webinar. You spared some time, and I am really glad. I will make sure that this webinar is worth your time. I'll quickly go through what are we going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how buyers find print products today, why AI recommends them. I'm going to show you practically how ChatGPT shopping works, the steps, how AI actually picks those print stores, to also check if your store is AI ready. Can your store also be cited and recommended inside of AI? The things that you do on your website, are they optimized well for AI? And if they are not, how you can be ignored? Why mentions matter, that is towards the end of the presentation, and I'll close it up with Q&A where you can ask as many questions as you like about anything about AI ranking, how AI cites, and anything that comes up while your presentation, like while I'm doing the presentation. Make sure you save them so that you don't forget about them towards the end of the webinar. So everybody is ready? Awesome. Okay, so how buyers find print products today? Look at these numbers, guys. Can you see just the first number, 250 million? Like, do you know 250 million shopping queries happen on ChatGPT every day? This is not a month. This is not a week. This is a day. So imagine the potential there. Out of which 53% of consumers use AI for product recommendations. People are talking about it. And the best, like, look at this number, 1.13 billion AI referral visits happened in June 2025 from the sources that I mentioned below. We got the stats from there. And it's not just Google anymore that is, giving you conversions. You can see it's 6.7% where people are converting, are buying products using AI via AI recommendations. So, like, you exactly know now the importance of your store being recommended by AI, your products being cited by AI models. So, how buyers find print products today? Of course, it's Google search. We all know people go on to search, That's why you do a lot of organic marketing, you set up your websites, that Google, people find you on Google. But people are now going beyond that. People are using AI assistants like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini. They are now not Googling. Now we say now they are chat GPTing, right? So they, instead of finding an answer on Google, they go into an LLM model and they type their query. Google just used to show results, but AI assistants actually talk to them. They recommend them better, right? The other places are marketplaces like Etsy's and Amazon's. Like there are still some businesses, some products where people go on and search on Amazon. And if you are not visible there, that is a big loss again. And the last platform we are seeing that in the past for 5 years has been growingly massive is social and video platforms. They include TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and the importance of one reel, one TikTok video going viral. And we have seen businesses that have like one reel that has gone viral and billions of traffic and conversions have come through that. So these are where people are finding products. But the place where it is now booming in this era is AI models, that is ChatGPT shopping. AI is your new shopping assistant. If you can see in the screenshot that I've added, what I did was I prompted ChatGPT to show best custom printed tote bags. As you can see here, it has shown me different products with different businesses. And just look at it, it's giving me suggestions that I can use it for my personal use. I can do a giveaway, use it as branding gifts, or I can even, add it as my merchandise when I'm running an event. The best part, you can see it on the right panel that it is giving me all of the other photos with a clickable link that directly leads to my website, right? So how this process, how it works, like, so the step one is users ask for the product. Like I mentioned, for example, they ask for a custom black t-shirt, right? Then AI suggests like different products, different brands, different stores that sell those black custom t-shirts. With that, then they show stores to buy them. By then, we can say that the customer, that the user has already made up some of their mind to words on what to buy, because ChatGPT is conversational that means it already gives out pros, cons, what is best, what is not while you're searching. And the fourth step is they just click on that visit link website, directly lead to your website where the product is, and they can hit buy. That is how fast ChatGPT shopping has become. This is going crazy, right? But we think about that question. Fine, you are showing me that ChatGPT is recommending, but how does ChatGPT even recommend a product, right? From what sources does ChatGPT pick a product, or does it cite a website? So the first thing is, of course, website content. So by website content, I mean from your blogs, from your landing pages, from your product pages, from your homepage, right? You write a lot of content there. Of course, that is like a huge channel where ChatGPT can pick stuff and cite it. But it is not that channel alone. There are other channels like reviews. When I say reviews, there are review websites like reviews.io, like Trustpilot, where people go in and actually leave a feedback, leave a review of your store, of your business. And that is very, very much counted by AI, by Google. Why? Because that is real content. You can't fake those reviews there, right? So those reviews are picked up very easily. The third pointer is listicle based articles. This is a gold mine, guys. Like I'll show you an example moving ahead. of how it has worked for design and buy as well. So when I say listicle based articles, it is those articles, where you say top 10 best custom shoes, right? So you write like businesses or stores, but you write your store at the top. That is how you write like a listicle. You promote your business at the top, and then a list of other businesses, other stores. These kind of listicle based articles are picked up very easily by AI. Why? Because it has information, it has pros, it has cons, it has pricing, and you are talking about a lot of you're talking about things that actually that product or that website is about. So that is one massive channel that AI picks up. The other thing is referral traffic. When I say referral traffic, it means if your blog, if your product, if your website is cited on another website, you add like a backlink, you get like a backlink, you add mentions of your products or your uh, or your pages, like Google and AI picks that up. The other thing is online discussions and forums. I am sure you all must be hearing a lot about Reddit and Quora coming back in the picture, where, like Reddit comments are being ranked on Google, Reddit comments are being cited on AI. So, again, we know that is a very important channel to focus on. And the last is trust and authority signals. As I mentioned in referral traffic, trust and authority signal means how much of your product or your website is being recommended by other folks, by other businesses, in PRs, in better publications, other publications, by influencers, top rated influencers, and stuff like that, right? So, this is how AI recommends businesses. And here, as I mentioned, I'm showing how does AI recommend all of those channels. So I wrote a prompt on suggest best t-shirt materials for printing. And you can see here, it gave me like answers, 100% cotton, cotton polyester blends, and you can see it is picking up content from Printify. That means it's picking up the website content from Printify. Similarly, for reviews, people ask all these questions like, which is the top rated printing service in USA, for example, in Texas in 2026. You can see Trustpilot, they've picked up a opinion, a review from Trustpilot. So this is where, you can see how reviews are important of your website, of your product. And another pointer is online discussions and forum. As I mentioned, Reddit and Quora is going crazy. It's being ranked on Google on first pages. AI is picking it up, and here it is. You can see this query, like this answer it has suggested, the source is Reddit. And as I mentioned, DNB being ranked and cited by AI. So I searched for best online printing services in United States in 2026. And you can see DesignNBuy is being cited here. That means AI is finding this article to be useful, to be knowledgeable, to share when people want opinions and options on printing services. Like, I hope this gives you like a better and a wider aspect on you know what buyers and how buyers are finding your products and how AI is finding them. So it makes sense that Google rankings, it is not important. Like, it is, Google rankings are very important, but it is not just the source anymore. So, the most important and the technical part of this presentation is, we saw the importance of AI, right? Like, we saw how important it is to be presented on all of these platforms, and how people are finding for print products, how AI is finding, for products, and how they are citing them. But the main question here is, like, is your store, is your product, is your business ready? Is AI ready? Are your product pages ready to be cited inside of ChatGPT shopping? can ChatGPT shopping recommend, for example, if somebody wants to buy like a custom black t-shirt, right? Have you set up your product pages in a way that your product can show up in ChatGPT shopping? Let's find out. So, the technical foundation, please don't get like intimidated, but this is very important to have product schema and structured data. I'm sure most of you would have set up product schema for your product pages, but one thing that I would say is it is it should be like widened, not just for Google, but the product schema should be structured in the way that is also picked up by AI, right? The second is your product info readable by AI? So sounds obvious, right? But a lot of print stores have product information logged inside of images, PDFs, configurations that AI cannot read. So if your product specs like exist only inside a graphic, you're skipping all the AI traffic. The next is AI crawlers can access pages. So this is also one very important aspect that a lot of businesses kind of tend to miss out. So uh, this is again a technical thing you can check with your developers, post this webinar, that when they build up their robots.txt file, there is a tendency to block crawlers. Agreed, which was a good practice. So when you block crawlers, as in when you block Google bots, now you also block AI crawlers, right? So that is equivalent, like Google bots now are equivalent to ChatGPT, Perplexity, and others. So you want to make sure that you're not accidentally, telling them to stay out. Okay. And the last part is LLMs.txt. Like this is a very new concept. And, I want you to think of it like a welcome mat, right? For AI. So a simple text file on your site, this is a simple text file on your site that tells AI tools like ChatGPT, AI overviews, that this is what your site has, and here are the key pages, and here are the key products. So if you know, there is a similar file called robots.txt that talks about everything and Google looks into it. So similarly, it is like that for AI tools. So, you can check with your developers and get that set up. If you're using WordPress or any SEO plugins, there is an option and you can just go and enable it, and that will be enabled for your site. It's not something that is important right now, but it's better to be future ready as times are changing very fast. AI tools are changing very fast, and you don't want to miss out where your competitors, if they are doing it, they'll win on that traffic and you lose on that traffic. Now, here I've presented a screenshot that tells you about the product schema and structured data. uh, I'm sure you might have set that up, but if you haven't set that up yet, you're missing out on being ranked on Google. You're missing out on being cited inside of ChatGPT. So the product schema includes like description of the product, the image, about your brand, different details. There is an option to add like ratings, pricing, if the product is in stock, is out of stock. And as you can see it down here, this is how your product will be shown if you've set up the product schema nicely. So you can see here, there's a description here. There is the pricing. You can see if it's in stock, that the returns and refunds, and this probably would be in the search, and it's being shown in the pricing. I've given another screenshot here that tells you exactly what all you need to add to your product schema. Might be possible for some of the products, might not be possible for some of the products, but if it's possible, you should add all of these pointers to your product schema in order to rank well, because AI literally reads these schemas, and that is how it cites your product inside of it. So I'll tell you what all you need to add. You need to add like an image, the name of the product in text, a URL, reviews, uh, how many stars does the product have. You might have ratings on your website, on review sites. You can pick that up and also add if there's an offer. Everything will be shown if you have added there right in front of the customer's eyes. They wouldn't need to like come to your website, find out hidden behind stuff that something is there. If you've set everything up, you have a very clear picture of what you are selling, and the users, the customers, have a very clear picture on what they want to buy. This is like the best slide, I would say, of my presentation is what works if you want your store to rank and what doesn't work and gets ignored by AI. So let's first discuss on, what works. Clear product descriptions. Of course, right? If you don't describe your product clearly, do you think your users will understand the product? Now, understand, if your users don't get the product, will the crawlers, will AI be able to read it? No, right? The second thing is FAQs, answering real questions. Over here, don't add generic FAQs from, like what is the price and blah, blah, blah. Don't add all of those things. Check with your customer support. Check in the chats that, people reach out to you. What are they actually answering? Like, what are they actually questioning? Pick those, pick those relevant questions and add it on your page. They will add way too much value of the generic questions you add. A simple clean page structure, use proper headers, the H1s, the H2s, make it well hierarchically and everything, so that it's simple, it's clean. You don't have like a lot of pop-ups popping on the website, here's an offer and things like that. They disturb the user experience, and they also disturb the AI crawlers. Updated and fresh product info. Of course, you also need to have that. If your product is in stock, is not in stock, make sure that is updated so that there's no bad user experience. So one thing, guys, if you're not giving a good user experience, AI will also not cite you. That you need to make sure. Then reviews and customer proof. If you've gotten any reviews about the product or about your website overall, just try to add them in any of your and every of your product page. So that trust signal, that user signal gives a good factor to other people and AI. It tells AI that this product is being recommended by other people. So AI can also showcase your product. Strong product details. So over here, if somebody is searching for a black custom t-shirt, make sure your product, if it is a black custom t-shirt, or for example, is something else, that is mentioned inside of the description or somewhere in the product schema, or on that page, so that it's easily picked up by AI. And when people are searching anywhere on Google, they can pick that up. Why stores get ignored, right? We talked about these things you should do to, for AI to pick your product or your website. So the stores that get ignored are generic copy paste pages, no FAQs or customer guidance, messy or confusing layouts. Just keep it simple, guys. Don't add a lot of stuff. Outdated content, keep it up to date. No reviews or trust signals. As I mentioned, if other people are not recommending your product, it is very difficult for the user to get the product because they read those trust signals. AI also does. Weak or incomplete info. All that I have to say here is make your product pages AI friendly with all of these things. Now, coming towards this slide that says visibility beyond your website. We've seen all, throughout this webinar that Now, your website content and just ranking on Google, you cannot make that cut. You need to be present on every other channel, and you need to be present on every other channel where people are, right? So if you are present where people are actually talking about you or other products, AI loves that. Like, AI will pick that first, will give that priority, because that gives AI a trust signal. So the first thing that comes where you need to market your product besides your website, besides Google, is Reddit discussions. As I showed up before in the webinar, that Reddit is a gold mine, guys. Answers are being picked up by Reddit. uh, Reddit answers, Reddit discussions are being ranked on Google. So now you know the importance of engaging in those Reddit discussions. So Reddit is a tough tool to crack. Like, you can't just go in, place your link, or just go and talk about your product. So Reddit is a platform with actual conversations. You join like 10 subreddits where it's basically not about just your product, but you're just engaging with other discussions. You're giving your recommendations and stuff like that. That tells Reddit moderators that you're not here just for promotion. And once you have built that credibility for a month, you start promoting your product. And again, you can't promote your product blatantly inside of those discussions. For example, if people are talking about, can you help me with the best print businesses available in US? In Texas, for example. So you can't just talk about, hey, visit my website. This is my print business. I do this, I do that. You will get rejected. You will get banned, guys. You will have to talk about your product very, very strategically. You will not just mention your business service. You will not just mention about your product. But what you can do is, for example, you mention that these are the 5 products that are amazing, but I think that my product, you don't actually say my product, but I think XYZ product is better. Why? Because it has this, it has that, which other products don't have. So that is how you take part in Reddit discussions. uh, you have to be like very strategic. You have to be very careful marketing inside of Reddit. The other thing is reviews. As soon as a customer buys from you, make sure you tell them to send in a review to you on your website, on the review platforms that you use, that you have built your profiles on. If they bought you, if they're using like a Shopify store or something like that, tell them to go and drop a review there. It helps in maximum credibility. YouTube mentions. Uh, so let's take this as an example. If like a very crazy influencer is promoting, like is talking about 10 best print services in his YouTube video, and he's like a very good name in your industry. Imagine if your product is not mentioned there. So what you can do is pick like these influencers who talk about print, who talk about e-commerce, who suggest products, who suggest businesses. Collaborate with them. Tell them that, if you're doing a video like that, I would love to be included. You can tell them to add your business in a description, right? And if not, there is another way called YouTube comments. You can just tell somebody to go and just talk about your business inside that YouTube comment section. uh, the other thing is blogs. When I say blogs, it doesn't mean blogs inside your website, inside your service. It means that you, for example, have like 10 other places that talk about your service, right? So you collaborate with them and tell them to mention or talk about your service in one of their blogs. You do like a full-fledged PR thingy where you are publishing PRs in like print related publications and stuff like that. That also helps in building your AI credibility. AI crawls from these pages. The next thing is forums where, there are gated communities, Slack communities. Uh, there are different kind of forums that happen, and you are a part of them, and you make sure that, you engage with them, different people, make connections, make sure you're constantly being mentioned there. That helps like really well. And the last thing is user generated content plus influencer marketing. As I mentioned, in YouTube mentions about influencer marketing, when I say user generated content, it also means the same, where for example, inside of Instagram, somebody is promoting a product, and you tell them, then they are citing your product. You just tell them that, hey, can you just go ahead and tag us? Can you just go ahead and leave a review? Can you go ahead and talk about us? So these kind of user generated content is also picked up faster by AI. So that's how AI cites your business, your service. It is beyond Google. It is beyond your website, guys. It is through all of these platforms. You can't just market your product inside of one platform. In this AI era, you need to focus on the whole channel marketing, that is 360-degree marketing. And that's when you'll be able to survive in this AI world. Otherwise, your competitors who would be doing that would be stealing away all of your conversions and traffic. So that's it, guys. Like, we've come to the last slide of this webinar where, we saw that AI is becoming the new shopping assistant. Google and is not just, the platform where people are asking questions and buying products. It is now inside of ChatGPT, via ChatGPT shopping. So you can start preparing, like, make your products easy for AI to understand, build visibility beyond your website, and become the brand AI recommends. Thank you so much, guys. We are open to discussions. You can drop in your questions.
Thank you so much, Manvi, for that incredibly insightful session. As you said, now we are open for the questions. So just a second, let me see what all questions do we have here. Okay. So the first question that I can see is, what exactly is product schema and how do I check if I have it?
So, product schema is a technical SEO stuff. It's basically structured data. So, schemas, what is a schema markup? Schema markup actually tells the crawlers, the AI crawlers and Google crawlers that this is how you see my product, this is how you see my website. So Google doesn't understand your content until and unless it is behind a schema. So there are hundreds of schemas. Like there is a web page schema, there is an article blog page schema, there is something like product schema, which I talked about, which is important for e-commerce and print businesses, right? So product schema is that. And how do you set it up? You can check with your developers, or if you're using like WordPress, or any of, like, if you're using a WordPress and an SEO plugin with that, you can just go ahead and set it up. It's pretty simple. Inside of the plugin, they will just show you how to set up a product schema.
Um, Another question is, does ranking one on Google guarantee AI recommendations?
That is a good question. No, it doesn't. So even if you're ranking on Google on the first position, it doesn't mean you can rank in AI. So you need to make sure that it is AI ready, as we talked about in the webinar.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kunal. Hi, Kunal. I have a question. Let's say our website or product isn't collecting reviews, but reviews do exist on the Google business profile. Can I use the same GPP reviews for our product schemas?
Yes, for sure, you can do that.
Okay. Um, then we have, how do I increase online discussions about my brand?
Ah, that is an interesting question. How do you increase? What is your brand? Like, can we like get to know what niche is he into, is she into, like anything. Is that
Um,
question, is that person available?
uh, Not sure. It's posted as an anonymous attendee. No problem. Moving on to next question. Any insight you recommend on an LLM.txt file, TXT file, when trying to be local GEO focused?
Uh, so it doesn't matter if, a local GEO focus, like even if you're local or not, like llm.txt is a file very similar to robots.txt, as I mentioned, right? So robots.txt you would do even if you are, local GEO focused. So again, I would say it is pretty simple to set it up. Uh, if you're using WordPress with an SEO plugin, you can just directly add that. If not, just check with your developer and we'll get it set it up. Like it can automatically be generated. It's not a big hassle.
All right then. Thank you everyone for your questions. Bonus reminder, as promised, all attendees will receive the bonus resource 100 plus ChatGPT prompts to grow your print e-commerce store. This will be shared with you via email along with the webinar recording. So now, on behalf of the entire team, thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. We hope this session gave you a clear roadmap on how to future-proof your print e-commerce growth in the AI era. Have a wonderful day ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in upcoming sessions. Goodbye, and thank you.